The millions of pages of documents being released from the so-called Epstein files revealing that the system failed the victims and survivors of Jeffrey Epstein at every turn during his reign of terror.
It is just this incredible, deep, visceral level of frustration and disappointment and sadness and grief.
One new document seen for the first time is the original memo from a DOJ lawyer in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami in 2007, making the case that Jeffrey Epstein should be charged with at least 60 counts of felonies tied to the molestation and trafficking of underage girls and young women. It's clear from the memo that federal authorities were aware of the scale and the depravity involved. According to the prosecution memo, Epstein arranged for massage appointments for girls and women ranging in age from 14 to 23, with victims receiving a finder's fee of $200 if they recruited other girls. The memo states that Epstein represented, quote, a continued danger to the community based on his continued enticement of underage girls. But at that time, Epstein was not federally indicted. Instead, he was granted what critics call a sweetheart deal in exchange for pleading guilty to 2 state charges. He served only 13 months of an 18-month sentence in a county jail in Palm Beach, allowed to leave daily to go to his office. Epstein's partner in crime, associate, and sometimes lover, Ghislaine Maxwell, was a key accomplice in many of his sordid acts against women and girls, sometimes participating, prosecutors say. In 2021, she was convicted of child sex trafficking and other crimes. The newly released files include deposition video of Maxwell denying knowledge of Epstein's solicitation of minors.
How many teenagers did he have that were professional masseuses that worked in his home?
Check the Foreman Foundation.
How many?
First of all, I'm not aware of teenagers who worked in his home.
After he was released from prison in 2009, Epstein was back to his jet-setting lifestyle, and the new documents offer more evidence that Epstein made it a point to cozy up to some of the richest and most powerful people on the planet, like former Prince Andrew, Woody Allen, Bill Gates, President Bill Clinton, and President Donald J. Trump. All the men have denied any wrongdoing and any knowledge of Epstein's molestation and illegal activities. But with the release of the documents on Friday, a number of prominent men find themselves having to explain the exact nature of their relationship with Epstein. One of the newly released files described Trump Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick allegedly trying to arrange a meal with Epstein at his private island in 2012, writing, "Does Sunday evening sound good?" A few days later, Epstein's assistant sent Lutnick this message: "Jeffrey wished me to pass along the below to you. Nice seeing you." But Lutnick told the New York Times on Friday, "I spent 0 time with him." Late last year, Lutnick said in an interview he had cut off his relationship with Epstein in 2005.
My wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
The list of prominent men who spent time with Epstein and who are caught up in his sordid life story is long. The newly released documents include an FBI slideshow compiled sometime after July 25, 2025, that lists allegations against other wealthy and powerful men tied to Epstein beyond Donald Trump, including convicted sex offender and film producer Harvey Weinstein, billionaire Leon Black, and bank executive Jess Staley. DOJ officials have said that many of the allegations against prominent figures did not come from credible sources, were not corroborated, and none of those men have been charged with crimes connected to Epstein. Black's attorney telling ABC News there's absolutely no truth to any of the allegations. ABC News has not heard back from an attorney who has represented Staley. But therein lies the conundrum. The victims and many in public don't trust the Justice Department and don't believe everyone has been held accountable.
I have absolutely no faith in this justice system.
And some members of Congress remain skeptical that everything has been uncovered.
I can't say whether they're acting in good faith until I see the documents.
For This Week, Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.